Alright, so welcome to another episode of C10's Helpful Garage here. So what we're talking about now is the shift linkage, the shift arm, and placement of it on a Gen 2 Hayabusa. Now a couple of things I'm going to make a note of for the person that I'm trying to help. Disregard that my shift arm is different than yours, and that it's also pointing down here by the side stand. I am GP shift. So this being reversed around means instead of 1 down, 5 up, I'm 1 up, 5 down. So that's how my gear selection is. I also have lowered foot pegs and I have limited ankle movement, so therefore I run my shifter even lower than a normal person. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through a few important steps on your particular bike. So looking at the image of your bike that you provided with us, the shift arm that you have is positioned over here at around 11 o'clock. It actually needs to be over here just past 12, closer to 1 o'clock. Also, your shift arm is nearly level with the foot pegs. It's actually supposed to be 2 inches lower. So what we'll start with here is just a little representation. This is a little 2-foot level here. And as you can see, the bubble level is basically level. It's just kind of luck how it sits over there. And it comes over, and it's right at the high point of the foot peg, the back of the rubber. That's where Suzuki wants you to measure from. So the next step is you're measuring from the bottom of your level to the top of the shifter. As you can see, that's 3 inches. That's out of spec for Suzuki. That should be 2 inches. So, but then again, my bike is a completely different setup for my handicap. Now, let's go to some adjustments. After you remove the 10mm bolt, which is on this side for you, you have to pull it all the way out. You'll just use a 10mm wrench. And you pull it all the way out, and you're going to pull the arm off. It's on some splines. And you're going to simply move it to where the center of it's basically right here where my fingernail is at. Okay? You're here, it needs to be here. After that, you're going to put the bolt back in. You want to make sure there's a little center cutout in the shift shaft. You'll see it, and the bolt will go through, and you'll snug everything down. You don't need to get ham-fisted with it. It's just snug. I believe it's like, probably somewhere around 87 inch-pounds, which you probably don't have an inch-pound torque wrench. So it's going to be like 11 foot-pounds if I remember right. I'll do the conversion. I'll post it up on paper for you later. So the next thing is, this is the adjustment arm, okay? And you have a locking 10mm M6 by 1.0 nut here, and you have one over here on the back side. Now what gets real confusing to people is one of these is cut for reverse thread. So we've all learned that righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, okay? This one back here is not righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's left to tighten, right to loosen. And the reason why I was telling you want a clothespin and a good pair of pliers is sometimes this is an old Smith & Wesson revolver trick. You will actually take your pliers, and when you want to adjust and tighten everything down, you clamp it like that so that you don't do any damage to your rod. A pair of pliers like this that have this smaller section here, if you're not real concerned about your chrome or something, you could hold it like that so you can snug everything. But what you're going to do is when you loosen this, so I just loosened that when I spun it loose, and then we would loosen this other one, and as you spin this rod, it will move this shift lever up and down for fine adjustment after you've made the coarse adjustment here. So, and when you're done, you'll lock it down. Now I'm not going to loosen the back one because it's kind of hard to get to. And snug that. And that is good. So there you have it. There's your basic adjustment for that. I hope this is helpful. I'll get this uploaded, and you should be seeing it in about 30 minutes.